What is design of experiment? In this video, I will explain what is design of experiment and why and when to use it like an expert. And before we go into the definition, when you take this class, design of experiment, they will discuss all kinds of theories, statistical jargons. Now, design of experiment is used more in the other fields than the field of statistics. We really don't have time to go through all the theories, statistical jargons to use design of experiments. Now, I have produced a video lecture series on design of experiment and posted this under the openeducator.com/DOE, and I have not used much statistical jargons or theories behind the scene. You still be able to apply DOE in your whatever you are trying to do. So it's not really that complicated. Also, if you have simple Microsoft Excel available, you should be able to do most of the analysis. Now, if you have statistical software like Minitab, SAS, SPSS, which I have discussed in this video series, then it is easier, but you can still do it if you have an Excel. Now, part 1, I talked about the introduction to design of experiment. Part 2 is the design of experiment is primarily used for screening the important variables. Think about car gas mileage. Let's say it is affected by millions of factors and variables, and we want to find out which factors really affecting it. Let's say the car speed is one of the important factors that affecting the gas mileage, and then you want to optimize that factor and see at what speed you should run your car. So there is a technique in design of experiment. You can optimize the factors and variables, and then you want to design the car that is good enough for any kind of conditions. You want to make it really robust, whether you send it to the very cold environment like in North Pole or in a very tropical area, the car will perform equally. And then there are some advanced level statistical analysis that you can do using design of experiment. Now let's go back to the original question. What is design of experiment? And design of experiment is a systematic way of finding the answer to a question. So step number 1 is the question, and something that we don't know the answer, and every question is unique, and that kind of scare my students all the time. Then do I need a separate method for each solving each question? The answer is no. You just need to know some general methods which is discussed in these 12 modules, and then you can customize. Once you know what they are, then you can actually customize that into your solving your research question. So first, you have this question or hypothesis that you want to answer systematically and scientifically. Then the second step is to find the correct appropriate method. So by going through this video series, you will see what is the best method to solve that question that you have. Now, once you know the method, and then you go collect the data, analyze them, and produce the results. Now, when you produce the results, they come in very raw form. They're statistical results. It's difficult to understand for general people. Then the final step would be to kind of contextually explain what the findings of that research question. So basically, if you want to learn it easy, I have this video series. You can check these out. I have not used much statistical theory behind the scene, not much statistical jargon, very plain and simple language. Anybody can use this. If you're a non-statistician, this video will be very, very helpful learning design of experiment and applying into your research project or industry project, whatever you are trying to do.